appear that DC Comics and Marvel have not learned a very important lesson. People don't like mantle swaps. It doesn't work, it's not good, people are not interested in it. They don't like seeing their classic heroes swapped out for somebody of a different race, a different gender, a different sexuality, whatever it is, it doesn't work. Marvel tried it before, failed miserably. DC tried it, failing miserably. People are not liking these things. They don't like these mantle swaps, whether it be Kate Bishop, whether it be Ms. Marvel, whether it be Superman, Wonder Woman, Batman, whatever. They don't like it. They like what they like, and they're not interested in you trying to just tell them, well, this is going to be so. And what certain comic, and regardless of what some comic book writers would have you believe, like the Tim Sheridans out there, who would tell you that creating new characters are hard and people don't like them, so they have to do these things to make these characters interesting. No, that doesn't work. It's not on the reader to like everything that you put out. You have to make these new characters that you do interesting. Do you know how many hundreds of characters Stan Lee, Jack Kirby, and them made that never made it off the cutting room floor? Only a handful of them made it, and these characters stuck because they built on them. When you only create these empty, soulless characters and figure that all you have to do is just emphasize their sexuality and figure people are going to love them, or somehow emphasize their race or whatever, figure that's supposed to make it good. No, it doesn't. I'll get into that in a little bit, into more detail, but let's look at the top comic book sales for August 2022, and then I'm going to go through the whole Mantle swap and see what's happening with the other comic book sales per se. Now, right out the bat for the top 50 for August, Batman number 126 is at number 1 for DC Comics. Once again, Batman is the only title for DC that sells Batman and anything Batman related. As we go down the list, we see Marvel have a overall a pretty diverse spread. Edge of Spider-Verse number 1. Still sick of that whole Spider-Verse nonsense, but okay. We have Predator number 1, Amazing Spider-Man number 7. We get a Dark Crisis number 3 of 7 is at number 5. Should have been higher up the list, but then again, nobody cares about Dark Crisis. People are just buying it for buying its sake. Go down again, we have more Marvel. We get to another DC Deceased War of the Undead Gods. We have more Marvel comics, more Hulk, Amazing Spider-Man, X-Men, Daredevil. We get Batman One Bad Day number 1. We get more Marvel comics, another Batman White Knight. Keep going down, more Marvel. Poison Ivy number 3 is at 22. Another Batman related title. Once again, Flashpoint Beyond number 4, that is actually starring Thomas Wayne Batman. You understand me? So again, only Batman making the list, more Marvel comics. We get to DC Comics here again. Batman, Superman, World's Finest, DC versus Vampires, Detective Comics. More Batman related. So everything have Batman in it. More Marvel. We get Image Comics. Another DC comic, we got Nightwing number 95, another branch off from a Batman comic as well. More Batman, Harley Quinn number 18, that's 42. Harley Quinn actually make it into the top 50. X-Force, Detective Comics number 27, another Batman related. Marvel Comics, Image, Batman, Killing Time, and we go off. So last time around, when I talked about how DC, more than half of their titles had fallen off, they actually made a slight bit of a comeback now. They have a little bit more stuff going on, but again, most of it is Batman related. They're going to give people Batman fatigue at some point, because I think for their November solicitations that the DC has put out, more than half of the comics that they've put out are just going to be Batman related, and they're going to be Batman related, all kinds of, to the point now where even the shill media sites are talking about how it's too much Batman. literally too much Batman. So this is what they're pushing out there. So overall, Marvel Comics has a pretty diverse spread with different characters and stuff and thing. DC Comics is just basically all Batman and Batman related titles as usual, to the point where people are eventually going to get sick and tired of it, and then they're going to have a serious problem on their hands. As I mentioned earlier about the mantle swapping and how it's not working out and people don't like it, let's get into this here and show you what I'm talking about when it comes to the mantle swaps and not sitting well with people at all. We have some of the list here of some of the mantle swaps that they've done. Ms. Marvel and Wolverine #1 at 66. Why would you put Wolverine along with Ms. Marvel? You're clearly trying to prop up some sort of, make some people care about it, but anything starring Wolverine to drop this low, not even cracking the top 50, is a clear sign of what people are not happy. I mean, people are not happy with the whole X-Men in general these days because that's a mess. And people don't like Miss Marvel. That's just a given fact. They don't like Miss Marvel. We go on. Strange #5. Yeah, because when Doctor Strange is popular right now, because of the movie thing, best idea Marvel had is to kill off Doctor Strange, bring in his ex-wife Clea as the new Doctor, as the new Sorcerer Supreme, and then tell everybody, she's working to bring back Strange, and, another mantle swap people are rejecting. When this first came out, the Strange #1 it was a little higher up the list, but it has since dropped all the way down to 68. I knew it was going to happen. I knew that. New champion of Shazam #1, yet another mantle swap again. Ms. Marvel and Moon Knight #1, another mantle, because they keep putting Ms. Marvel with these characters who they figure are going to somehow somehow lift up her credibility and her fame. It's not working. Oh God. Superman, Son of Kal-El #14. Everybody hates John Kent. That's just a given at this point. Everybody hates it. And I will get into a little more in regards to John Kent in a little bit. Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor #3. Nobody liked Jane Foster as Thor the first time around that they did it. They decided to do this again because they bringing out the whole, because they had the whole Thor Love and Thunder movie that failed so miserably. I knew it was going to fail. That Taika Waititi, the man who directed it, he's gone. He has left because he's not going to make any more Thor movies because it was terrible. I mean, the whole, I said before, I saw Thor Love and Thunder at cinema, and halfway through the movie, people actually got up and walked out of the cinema. That's to tell you how bad it is. I knew it was going to fail. I knew that. Black Adam, another mantle swap. They killed off Black Adam, brought in a successor who's some black boy from thing. I think it's Malik White is his name, and now he's White Adam. I think they're going to change the name, but once again, people don't like it. Captain America, Symbol of Truth #4. I knew this was going to fail. Nobody wants two Captain Americas. Captain Marvel #40 at 132. Yeah, because here's the brilliant idea when it comes to Captain Marvel that they've done once again. Even though nobody likes Carol Danvers, what they've decided to do with Captain Marvel again, up her powers yet again, make her even more OP, and figure that's somehow going to make people love her. No. I Am Batman #12. Nobody gives a crap about Black Batman. Enough said. Avengers and Moon Girl #1 at 175. Well, that should tell you. And we have unranked Iron Fist #5 and unranked Wonder Girls 2022 annual #1. Mantle swaps don't work. People like the established characters. You either create new characters, you can create some good, interesting new characters. Have them probably do a little book or a little short tie-in with some hero, and then you move it along. You don't just come out and say, well, okay, here's the thing. We're just going to mantle swap everybody. Sometimes throw them in with other characters and hope for the best. And if you don't like it, well, that somehow means that you're a wicked so and so. Yeah. Let's check out the Justice League franchise. Flash number 785 is a Dark Crisis tie-in. Not reading it because I thought all of those has been terrible. Jurassic League, Waste of Time. Black Adam, Dark Crisis, Young Justice number 3 is at 92. After the literal horror thing that they did with that Dark Crisis, Young Justice, where they literally had Megan Fitzmartin tell every reader that if you ever liked Young Justice, this I think was issue number 2. If you ever liked Young Justice, when they were at the height of their popularity, when their comics were good, their stories were interesting, their characters were well defined, you are basically a racist, sexist homophobe. Why do you think anybody would ever want to read it? Aquaman Andromeda number 2. Well, Aquaman literally drunk long term. I ain't going into that. Justice League versus the Legion of Superheroes number 5. For some reason, they thought that simply having Brian Michael Bendis write this would make it popular. No, it hasn't. We have some more unranked titles. Black Adam Justice Society Files, Cyclone number 1. Unranked means that it sold so low it don't even have a ranking for it. Multiversity Teen Justice number 3. Why would anybody want to sit down and actually take time out of their day to read about a bunch of race swap Teen Titans, lesbians and gay guys screaming and shouting at each other for 24 pages? Why? Naomi season 2 number 6. You don't think maybe the fact that CW cancelled that and the fact that now it's unranked should tell you something at this point, but apparently no. Aquaman and the Flash Void Song, unranked yet again. These things just keep failing miserably, yet you keep doing it. Let's look at Wonder Woman franchise. Wonder Woman who has been getting no love, no respect, no nothing from DC whatsoever. Wonder Woman number 790 is at 130. That is embarrassing. Olympus Rebirth number 150. And the comic everybody loves to hate and they like to pretend that everybody should love. Nubia, Queen of the Amazons number 3 is at 192. Nobody likes Nubia, Queen of the Amazons. Nobody. Nubia should have never been Queen of the Amazons. You never set that up. You just wanted to once again mantle swap somebody in there. That's what you wanted. You killed off Hippolyta in the most nonsensical way. Then you did that whole Artemis hunted thing where it is, Hippolyta pretty much came out and said that, oh, don't worry about it. It was all part of the plan to kill me, and Artemis is fine, wasting everybody's time. And all you've done with Nubia is spend every issue telling everybody how amazing it is that Nubia is black, gay, and a queen, and she can do no wrong. And you wonder why people could give a crap about that at all. Unranked Wonder Girl 2022 annual number 1. Yeah, let's keep making nonsense and see what happens. Let's look at Superman franchise. The list starts off with Batman, Superman, World's Finest, number 6 at number 29. Superman on his own cannot even crack the top 50. When we do get to that game, we see Action Comics, which is a Superman comic book, at number 55. Right? At number 82, we have everybody's hated Superman, Son of Kal-El. After that, we have Superman, War World Apocalypse number 1 at 170, and then we have Superman Space Age number 1 at 183, a resolicitation. Let me read through what it is they have said here. This is the highest sales ranking we have seen for a solo Superman franchise since January 2022 in the Superman Son of Kal-El number 5 sales stunt push issue number 5 and issue number 6 into the top 50. I called it what it was back then. I say it again. The only reason people bought those books were to, well, especially issue number 5, the only reason people bought that book was to own the comic that DC used to shoot themselves in the foot. That's all they wanted. That's all they bought it for. It continues on here. Speaking of Son of Kal-El, that title slid right out of the top 75. Superman Son of Kal-El number 14 dropped from the number 63 spot down to the number 82 spot. Keep in mind that DC Comics has told us that Superman Son of Kal-El is the flagship title for Superman franchise. Well, DC Comics should be humiliated and embarrassed that the flagship Superman title cannot even crack the top 75. This is inexcusable. Again, DC Comics editorial seems completely out of touch with what most comic book readers want from the Superman franchise. It is almost like DC Comics is purposely trying to ruin the Superman franchise because the only other excuse is gross incompetence. I think it's both gross incompetence, and they are actively trying to destroy the Superman franchise. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Nobody likes John Kent's Superman. Nobody likes it at all. The only people still buying Superman Son of Kal-El books are just maybe collectors who actually just want to own the Superman book, and they will buy it, put it away, and never read it. And somebody actually told me that they sometimes buy Superman Son of Kal-El just to sit around and laugh at what is in those books with their friends at how bad it is. I'm telling you, somebody told me that. They say this is the worst thing they have seen that they've done to Superman in a long time, and they just sit down and they laugh about it. And they say when they finish, they just throw the books away. They're not interested in it anymore. It's only being used for people's humor. That's how literal awful it is. Waste of time. As we get the Batman franchise, we get to see, once again, DC is heavy on the Batman. All Batman related stuff here, everything. Look at it. Look at how much Batman things they have. Some of them out of the top 100. We have Robin, number 17, Sword of Azrael, Harley Quinn, Batgirls, number 9. Nobody's even read that. It's at 138. Batman, One Dark Knight. I Am Batman again. Why that still exists, I don't know. We have Batman Fortress number 4, at 152. As I said before, when you make a comic basically saying that Batman is somehow supporting Antifa, what did you expect? Keep going, Batman Urban Legends, Task Force Z, all kind of thing. And then, we get Unranked Future State Gotham number 16. Nobody is interested in that. Future State was a horrible idea that nobody liked. That's just God's honest truth. Nobody liked it. Let's look at the Avengers franchise. Avengers 1 billion BC number 1. Still doing that nonsense. Captain America Sentinel of Liberty number 3 at 71. Why? Why are you doing this? I don't know. You have Thunderbolts and you have Jane Foster and the Mighty Thor. Again, nobody liked Jane Foster as Thor. You're still doing it. You have Captain America's Symbol of Truth number 4. It's at 121. It's just getting worse. That's all. Literally getting worse. Not much. Only one Hulk this time around. Whole bunch of X-Men here. Elvira, all kind of thing. X-Men are just X-Men at this point. They're putting out a whole bunch of books that nobody's really interested in whatsoever. They just seem to be trying to make you think about it, and it's not working. Spider-Man has a nice spread. Edge of Spider-Verse, I'm using Spider-Man. I'm using Spider-Man. Edge of Spider-Verse, I'm using Spider-Man. Thing. What are the top 50 and top 100? Miles Morales Spider-Man number 41 is at 91 because, you have Spider-Gwen verse higher than that. That's the tell you. And then higher than is Spider-Punk number 4. Why they even do that, I don't know. Spider-Punk is the definition of somebody who you created for something actually that's left alone. Even the Miles Morales Spider-Man number 40 resolicitation is at 200. They're just not doing Miles Morales good anymore. And again, as I said before, Black Spider-Man doesn't work. This doesn't work at all. The big events, Edge of Spider-Verse number 1, Dark Crisis, Axe Judgment Day, Edge of Spider-Verse, Flashpoint Beyond, Dark Crisis, was Justice League, Green Lantern number 1, that was nonsense. Dark Crisis, Young Justice, more nonsense, and so it keeps going. So it keeps going. But bottom line for it here, we've gone through all the other crap that they've done with Superman, Wonder Woman, and all of these things. The mantle swaps are not sitting well with people at all. That's what you're getting. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you have a different opinion, I'd love to hear it. Like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell. Be notified every time I put out a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.